Go.
Hey everybody, it's us the Blind Cruisers. I know it's been a while and you saw the video of us being in Seattle because it was cruise day.
Yep.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And we talked about getting on the Carnival Spirit with our travel agent Sharon at Sea and the ship show, John. And the last you saw was the hotel. Then we got into an Uber Lyft and headed to the... Oh, you want to talk about the time we did in Seattle?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Melly wants to talk about our friend,
Laura
in Seattle.
She spent the day with us. We met her on the Harmony of the Seas back in April, and she told us that she lived in Seattle, and we're like, oh, we're going to be there in June. And she was nice enough to spend her day off with us. She took us to several places around Seattle. One place was unexpected. We went and we were just going to look through the windows. Daddy can tell about that.
Oh, can I say?
Go ahead, Bryson. What was it called?
It was called the Amazon Spheres, and it was this like giant like Amazon work facility, and one of the workers who had his dog at the dog park right next to it, he saw us looking inside and he asked us if we wanted to go inside, and we said
his name was Kevin.
his name was.
So shout out to Kevin at Amazon for
Letting us be his guest.
and taking us through. And what was the cool thing about the Spheres, Bryson?
They had fish. They had fish from Amazon and from East and West Asia. The East and West Asia fish were in one tank, and I think one of them was called a ghost fish
Mm-hmm.
because of its transparency, where you could see like its digestive system through like its body, and when you looked from the top, it just looked like a streak of something in the water.
On the 3rd or 4th floor, they had this big
Nest.
bird's nest, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sitting next to one of the big trees that were growing inside of the building, huh?
But the theme of the place was like it was
The
supposed to be an
Amazon.
Amazon rainforest, and each level you were
Was
going,
a
you went up when you were going through the canopy
Yeah.
of the rainforest. So when you got to the top, you could look down into the rainforest and all the flowers and plants.
And it smelled.
It smelled like soil.
And,
Smelled like
and
a
I didn't
rainforest.
have any allergies in there, which very surprised me because I'm
There were so
normally
many
allergic to
plants.
pollen.
But
And
it was amazing.
that many flowers should have made me super allergic, but I didn't even sniffle once.
Okay, so after that, she took us to the Science Center?
Yeah, the Science Center.
The Seattle Pacific Ocean, no,
Well, it was the
Pacific
Science
Science Center.
Yeah.
Pacific.
It was right next to the. What was next to it that you got?
Armory?
The armory was part of it.
The
But
planetarium.
The planetarium
The
was in it.
planetarium was inside.
And what else did you? What did we go when you got to look up high? It was the Space Needle. We didn't go in the Space Needle, but we went by the Space Needle and took pictures, huh, guys?
Yeah.
But the Science Center's interactive, almost like it was an interactive kind of science museum that the kids, we were there the whole day, just about, and we ate a late lunch in the armory, which was really good. I do recommend it, but it is kind of expensive, so you got a budget. The kids also, what did we do outside? There was like a park area in the Seattle Center. What was in the park area that you guys climbed on? And we'll post a video of it later.
Whales.
These humongous whale statues. and they were life-sized. So the one whale's
There was a baby mama. I mean,
there was a
baby orca and then a mama orca.
And then the mama's tail. Remember where the mama's tail came out at?
It came out in this little garden.
It was in the garden beside the door to go into the museum. And then the body was like on the other side of the park. So it was supposed to represent how big a real whale was. So we have pictures and videos of that. And the kids, what was your favorite part about the Science Center?
Well, my favorite part was either the well, we got to, the first thing we did, did in there was go to the planetarium where we looked up at this hologram of the sky, and we and we got to see the constellations, the zodiac constellation,
and I saw Gemini, mine,
and how they move around in the circle, and we also learned about what was it called, the visible circle.
Okay,
The visible circle.
We spent a whole day there, right, doing different things?
Yep.
Brenna, what did you like? The butterflies?
I liked that too because it had mine in it.
Yeah? And then that night we went back to the hotel, right?
I really didn't like the butterflies.
That's okay. Then, like I said, we went.
Well, when we got to Seattle, before we had this great day, that night on the way from the airport back to the hotel, we went to an awesome pizza place.
Yes, it was delicious.
And it was they made pizza by putting it in this special pizza oven. And it was really, really good pizza. And I cannot remember right now the name of the restaurant, but when I do, we'll post it.
Post it in the comment.
Yep.
In the
So we went back to the hotel. We just chilled out. The next morning was
Cruise day!
cruise day.
And
And we got on one of the smallest ships that we have ever been on. Right,
the
guys?
smallest ship.
It was the smallest ship that we have ever been on.
It was the fourth smallest ship in the whole wide world.
No. It was the Carnival Spirit.
Carnival Spirit, and it was a really small ship. And I give it an 8 out of 10 for its once we learned where things were,
It was a piece of cake.
But the first day was miserable because people were trying to tell us to go different directions and
To get to the same place.
and it just didn't work out.
We asked 4 different people to get to one place, and and one said to the left, one said to the right, one said forward, and one said backwards. So we got
completely turned around.
Our rubber band got completely stretched out in all 4 directions.
But that's okay because we had a great time, right?
Yep.
We with Jamie and Sharon from Sharon at Sea and John from the Ship Show. If you're not following them yet, what are you waiting on? They're great people.
If you like us, you'll definitely like them.
Yes. And we look forward to going on many more group cruises with John and Sharon because they're just great people. It was a lot of fun.
Oh, the first 2 days were sea days.
And I got to get my first bit of responsibility and go to Circle C.
Yep, Ryson's old enough now to be
Which
in Circle C.
stands for Circle C stands for Cruise, Creativity, and I think Community. Or it's something like that.
And then Brenna got to move up to be in the. Weren't you in Sharks?
No, she was in Stingrays.
Oh, you were in Stingrays.
Some days
Sorry.
they got me in the chocolate.
Okay, well, she's moved up to Stingrays. And they both enjoyed. Did you guys both enjoy Kids Clubs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I got to play a lot of Super Smash Bros.
I gotta play
You got to stay up
Minecraft.
till what, midnight?
Yep.
So
Or later.
he got to stay up late.
Real late.
Our first port. Wait, did we did the ice glaciers first? Right?
Yeah.
We did the Glacier Day.
Glacier Day, and we did not get off the ship and go on the smaller tour. We just stayed on and watched from our balcony. Or actually, that day AJ and I played a game while the kids were at Kids Club.
Trivia.
We played trivia, and we won. I think it was the Big Wheel Challenge.
Yeah.
Yeah. AJ and I and Rhonda and Ron from, please, I think it was Ohio.
She's going to forget.
Indiana. They were our teammates, and we won the Big Wheel Challenge. So that was fun. Then during the time that we were in the glaciers, they had a naturalist on board, and when
They
she
had a naturalist on board the whole week.
the whole week, okay.
Mhm.
Well, she would come on and say, "Look towards port," or "Look this way, you will see eagles," or "You'll see whales," or different things, and she gave us information about the scenery around us, which really made me feel good, because then I wasn't just like, okay, we're just floating through icebergs.
There wasn't really any icebergs until we got to before we turned.
Yeah,
Then that's when we saw the actual icebergs.
yeah.
We saw huge icebergs because we were at the front of the ship playing dodgeball
Yeah.
at Circle C. And so we saw everything in the front of the ship before we turned. And there were these humongous icebergs
Wow.
before
What
we
color were
turned.
the ice?
It was blue.
Wow, I bet it was beautiful. So the next day, I think if I'm correct, we were in Ketchikan.
Skagway.
Skagway. And in Skagway, we actually had an amazing adventure with Goldie and Clean Jumping Jerry.
No, Clem Jumpin' Jerry.
Yep. They took us on an adventure, and Miss Goldie actually helped our family one-on-one do some of the activities, which was amazing, and we give shout-outs to them. Keep up the good work. You guys just made everything so real for my kids.
This was a cruise ship excursion, so you can find it. It was gold mining and husky puppies.
Yep, so the first thing we did was we went to see the puppies, right guys?
And those things were huge.
They were puppies. They were 12 and a half weeks old. But they were bigger than Brenna.
They were the size of Brenna.
They were the same size as me.
And I'm pretty sure they weighed exactly as much as her.
So the musher gave us a secret. If you're ever in trouble and you need to start a fire, what did he say to have?
A couple of bags of Fritos.
That's right.
Because
So
one
don't try it.
Frito can burn a while.
Yeah, don't try it indoors. But
Don't.
if you got some Fritos and you got a match, yeah, you can create a fire
Yeah.
very easily.
And it's very hot and it burns very slowly, so it lasts a while.
I wonder what burnt Fritos taste like.
I don't know, but we saw the puppies. We got to pet the puppies.
We got to see what the dog sleds look
Yeah,
like.
I got to hold the puppy.
We got to hold the
Ooh,
puppies.
that thing is heavy.
Then we went gold mining, huh?
Yep,
Yeah.
Then
We got some gold, huh?
We did.
Mhm.
We got about.
We're not gonna say how
50
much. We're not gonna say how much. We don't want people to know how much gold we got laying around the house.
I know, right? But
And then
we got a good amount, and the kids did a great job, and like I said, the tour was amazing. We actually got to see an old cabin that people would stay in, and they told us how they would build the cabins and the whole history of the area. And I like tours like that because I like learning about the local history.
Then we got back on board. It was amazing. So you know what your real names are that helped us out.
Miss Goldie and Miss Claim Jumpin' Jerry.
So if you guys see the video, please thumbs up, comment.
Like, subscribe, share.
And we got back on the ship, had another great dinner, right?
It was somebody's birthday cruise, and I don't remember which night it was, but they brought out a birthday cake.
And she was nice. And this is not normal Brenna behavior. Normally she would hoard the whole cake to herself.
What did you do, Brenna?
Shared it.
With who?
Mommy and Daddy's friends.
Yeah.
What did you call Mr. John? Mr.
And so Brenna was really sweet, and she shared her birthday cake with everybody. And throughout the week, we would get surprises in our room for Brenna's birthday.
Oh yeah, you want to say thank you to Mr. Heels with the chocolate chip cookies?
Thank you, Mr. Hill, for my chocolate chip cookies.
And
So Mr. John Heels, brand ambassador, we know you get a lot of grief on Facebook, but if you ever see this video, there's someone that really appreciates your kindness. So our second day was Juno. Brenna decided to stay and play in Kids Club because they were open. Yes, parents, Kids Clubs are open when you're in port, so if your kids are not feeling the activity you're doing, you can leave them right there on the ship.
And they'll be just
They'll
fine.
be just fine. They'll be taken care of.
But make sure to have your ship phone on you.
Well,
It
ship
won't
phone
work.
doesn't work off the
Oh, yeah.
off
So we did.
Silly.
We walked
We walked around Juneau
with
and
some of our friends from Michigan
yep, Miss Amy
and Philip
and Phil. We all went to the Red
Dog Saloon.
Dog Saloon
And
and
even Bryson was with us.
had a duck fart.
Bryson did not have a duck fart. For the record.
No,
had a
Bryson
soda.
did not.
I had a Coke.
He had a Coke.
And Daddy and Mommy had a duck fart, and we ate a reindeer sausage pizza.
And I was trying to convince them not to.
It was actually really good.
But we walked around and we did some. Mommy did some shopping with Amy. You know, that's
I
what
got a
women
really
do.
cool
Because
T-shirt.
that's what moms do.
Yeah, but I got a really cool T-shirt that from Del Sol, and yes, they have a Del Sol in Juneau.
And I was nice to let her use
Okay, we don't need to talk about that.
sorry.
But
Never mind.
I got a really cool Alaska shirt, so it represented all the places we have gone and would go. Then we got back on the ship, and that afternoon we started the Lido Olympics.
Yep.
AJ was actually on the red team, and I was on the gold team.
All right, so but we got Skagway to talk about. We got Ketchikan to talk
We
about.
started Juneau Olympics first. The Olympics first.
Yeah.
But we did our first. We started that, and then the next day we were in Skagway, and
We went to the Native American village, and no fault of anyone, it just wasn't the right fit for us for different reasons. But the kids learned some Native American history, right?
We learned about totem poles, how they were made, what materials they used to paint it.
And I think you and Mommy did some Native American dancing,
yeah,
which some of our friends already seen on the YouTube channel.
Bryson and I got picked, and I was put in the whale. I was adopted into the whale, I guess, house, the house of the whale, and Bryson was adopted into the house of the what?
Froggy.
Froggies.
And one of the little boys that gave Bryson said to come at him, try to get me to, but I said no.
Brenda was a little shy, so she didn't participate, but that's okay. We had fun learning about the history, and then
It was game 1 and game 2 of
Oh.
the Lido Olympics.
And if you want to know more about the Lido Olympics, go check out Sharon at Sea or the Ship Show. I'm sure they have videos
Ship.
of the events.
You know, like pin John Keel's head to a backside of a yak.
And
I feel
toss
like
the
it's
fish.
insulting.
But in the end of the Olympics,
Wait, kids, who do you think won, mommy or daddy?
Mommy.
Because what did mommy say from the beginning?
That
Yellow
yellow
means-
means gold.
our team was actually the yellow team, but we changed it to gold because I
They
said
illegally changed it.
yellow means gold, and we got first place. So shout out to my team. I can't remember all my members. I know there's Tess and Mariah and Larry, and I don't remember the other two. I'm so sorry, or the other person. There were 6 on a team.
So we did that, right?
Yep, we did that.
At night, we would go to the shows because we like going to the shows.
Mhm.
We met somebody.
We met, and we actually met her the first day
Yes, at that.
at the ship sail away party, and for some reason I thought she was part of the fun squad. I didn't realize until like the almost halfway through the week that she was actually one of the actresses, and her name was Caitlin, and she's one of the best actresses on the seas.
So Caitlin, if you ever get a chance to see this video, you're amazing. We look forward to cruising on any other ships you're on performing.
Yep, keep up the good work. But she made everything awesome. Bryson, didn't you get to meet most of the cast?
Yes, I did. And we saw,
Do you remember the shows?
I know one of them was,
Wasn't it Castaway or something on the island?
it was, Castaway Island.
Castaway Island, and that was kind of cool, huh?
Yeah.
They took classic songs and they put it and made it into a story. So I'm not gonna spoil it, but
So we did all the Lido Olympic Games. During the 6th game, headed to Victoria. When you're in that part of the world, everyone wants to see what, kids?
Whales.
Whales.
So what popped up out of the water?
A pod of orcas,
Yeah,
which
and,
I was too late to see a full orca.
and one jumped on the line of the kids club.
So you saw it jump out of the water, Brittany?
But it was so foggy that last day that every 5 minutes or less, the foghorn blew.
But
And
when the whales came out, there was sunshine.
there was sunshine then?
Yes,
Okay.
everyone was just
There it
in awe.
was, but also there was a tad bit fog, but like it was
But
more.
did you also see a,
near the
what
horizon.
other whale did you see?
I saw a humongous humpback whale. Now it might not be a humpback. It might have not been a humpback whale
Or a gray whale.
or a gray whale. All I know is that it was huge and it did not look okay.
Oh.
It sat there the whole time. It did not move at all.
But it might have. We were just going in different directions. So not only
Daddy,
did they
we were
see
going
orcas,
towards it.
not
we were
only,
going-
not
we were
only
going-
did we see orcas, we've seen other kinds of whales, right? And
We saw lots of eagles.
eagles, and then we went to Victoria because you had to stop in Canada due to United States law.
The kids stayed on the ship.
Yes, once again, the kids stayed on a ship to have Circle C and Camp Ocean time because it was the
And
last
the
time
adults, we decided
with their
to
friends.
go
we went with our friends Amy and Phil to a bar because John and Larry from the Chip Show were having the Three Wise Men shot, which the girls didn't partake in,
No.
but Phil and I and about 17, 18 of us did, and we just hung out and had adult social time.
and talked and enjoyed the music.
Yeah.
Then we went back to the ship and we got ready to go home. The next morning, fortunately we were able to make our flight, but unfortunately some other of our friends did not. and they were stuck in Seattle for a while.
Yes, Seattle is a very tricky city flying out of, so do plan your flights accordingly because they can get chaotic and they can get crazy. So pack your patience.
Yep. But
So,
it was a
any
wonderful
other
trip.
highlights, Bryson? Quickly.
Being able to, for the first time ever, being able to play Luigi's Mansion 3 at Circle C, that was cool. I got through about 3-4 bosses.
Okay, but quickly, anything else? Did you make any new friends?
Yeah, making a lot of new friends, being able to stay up
Alright.
and have responsibility.
Brenna,
And playing Minecraft for my very first time.
what about seeing the whales?
And seeing them too.
Yeah, that was pretty cool, huh?
Yeah.
Well, we did want to say that I know you remember Gemma from our previous videos, our cat. Unfortunately, Gemma was sick and we didn't know, and we had to put her to sleep on March 21st because the doctor was unable to help her.
It was too late.
But a friend of ours from our church had rescued a mama cat. Not knowing that that mama cat was pregnant, a few days later she had a bunch of kittens on her hands. And AJ told me about it, and I talked to our friend from church, and she brought over 3 kittens for me to meet. And this was before we left on our trip. And I picked out 1 kitten, but I felt bad that if one of the other kittens didn't get a home, I said I would take both of them. And AJ agreed. And when we got back, we found out that 2 out of the 3 kittens did not have homes. And so we brought home Nova and Star. And if you have not joined our private Facebook group, it's Blind Cruisers Adventures. Come join us and you can see photos of the kittens. You can also see photos of other adventure stuff that we have done. And also, I'm going to be starting a store soon, selling pillows and t-shirts and homemade braille bracelets that say Blind Cruisers.
Okay, so what did you like about the Carnival Spirit and Alaska Cruise?
My favorite thing was being with our friends that we have made from other trips and making new friends.
I would have to say the same thing, and it worked out that the ship wasn't too small and it wasn't too big, but we could pretty much easily navigate
On our own.
on our own. So if the kids were in Kids Club and Melody and I had to do something with the Lido Olympics, we could get there pretty much without too much assistance.
Mhm.
So, please like, subscribe, share.
And we will see you on the seas.
Bye.
Bye.